On EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Bucks and the Birds, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from South Philly, close to 70,000 strong, packing Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen. Greg, one of the joys of covering the league week in, week out, you watch guys grow and mature, and all of a sudden you turn around and look at the quarterbacks we have in this game. Now we're looking at guys who have arrived at that magic term, franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I think you just have to give a lot of credit, of course, to the player themselves, the work, the ability to invest in themselves to develop, but also in these organizations. They continue to surround these quarterbacks as they've gotten older with better talent, better systems, play to their strengths, maybe protect some of their weaknesses. That's what it takes to play at a high level at the quarterback for a long time in the NFL, and give credit to both these players and both these organizations. I think it's official. They have their quarterback of the future, and the future looks bright.
Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time, and leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
This is someone who just seems like every year they just get better and better, Mike, right? I mean, think back, whether it was Alabama to Oklahoma to being a Heisman finalist, going from a backup role to MVP candidate. His development has been fun to watch, and now he's universally considered one of the best all-around quarterbacks in the league, and if they want to leave here with a win, they're going to need him to be just that.
Open man downfield. He's got his tight end, Goddard. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
When we had a chance to talk to the coach the other day, what did he tell us, Mike? He said, I want to come out and be aggressive right from the start. And with that big shot downfield here early, I think it's pretty safe to say that's exactly what they have done. Now the key is, can they turn that explosive play into an opening drive touchdown and really get off to a fast start?
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. He finds Devontae Smith, and they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick, because that ball is coming out.
He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Oh! And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a 1st down.
Here's Barkley. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. Second and goal. To throw is Hurts. The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
Nearly a disaster there, especially in this area of the field, Mike. You know these guys are reaching for the ball. That is such a priority of every defense around the league. Create turnovers, especially in the red zone. Fortunately for this guy, he gets to get back in the huddle for another crack at it, thanks to some quick thinking and good hustle from one of his own guys.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
What a nice play defensively. It's always a bit of a challenge. How long do I stay in coverage defending my zone or my man? Or how fast do I come up and pursue a scrambling quarterback? They did a nice job rallying to the ball late. They're able to bring him down to force 4th down.
Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles are out to an early 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. On the return is Sean Tucker. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
In my opinion, Mike, if they expect to leave here today with a win, they're going to have to be aggressive early and often. They might not connect on all of them, but pushing the ball downfield could open up a lot of opportunities for you to take advantage as this game unfolds.
From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. One of the tight ends in motion right. A short one there to Otten. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Mayfield. Open man downfield, that's Godwin. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. Oh, no chance to get rid of that one. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here comes Otten in motion. On 2nd down, Baker. He finds his tight end, Keith. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Throwing is Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Eagles offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They had the field goal on the opening drive to take the early lead. See if they can improve on it here. 3-0 is our score. And it's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. Hurts will work here from the pistol. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. There's the tight end, Grant Calcaterra. And he is very close to the 1st down, but eyeball, he is shy of it. And they say it's 4th and inches.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready for their 2nd possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
He'll send a tight end in motion right. Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. 1st down sack, 2nd down big play attempt, falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in 3rd and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On comes the punter now, as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. Back deep for the Eagles, Britton Covey. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. The Eagles offense getting set to get back to work. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And That's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Levante David doing his work on defense. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run the counter with Barkley. He's able to get away from one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
3rd and long. Hurts now. He'll try and get there on the ground. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on a big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now Hurts. There he goes again.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. To throw is Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
The ability to generate explosive plays is the greatest correlation with the ability to score points. So every defense nowadays is trying to say, cannot let them throw the ball over our head. But what does that do? It gets you a little bit more depth in your drops. Makes it a little bit easier for some of these check down pickups.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Going in the wrong direction. Now 2nd and goal from the 12. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he gets this one down inside the 10, but it will set up 3rd and goal. This the 8th play of this drive, and it's 3rd and goal. Hurts. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And the drive stalls out as he's brought down. And the field goal unit likely to come on here on 4th and goal.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
On 4th down, here comes Jake Elliott for the Philadelphia field goal. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Eagles, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. Now it's Bucky Irving to return. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. To throw is Mayfield. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
As this offense continues to try to find its way out of this hole, things are going to just continue to get more difficult if they can't protect the passer. The longer you trail, the more the defense knows you need to throw the ball, and they're going to have to protect their quarterback a lot better than they did there.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
3rd and long. They send Godwin in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. This one is caught by Shepard. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Eagles offense ready to get back to work. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. A pistol snap back to Hurts. He's got his tight end Goddard working the middle of the field. He may go. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 85 yards. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Using the tight end to get to the end zone, Greg, it's your old position. You're very familiar with that. That catch and carry. What an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, and this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
Here's Jake Elliott for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Eagles extend their advantage to 13-0. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Irving now on the return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Bucs offense ready to see what they can do. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Now a run with the rookie out of Oregon. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Throwing is Baker. The second down throw is incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
It is 3rd and 10. Mayfield to throw. That one complete. It's the tight end, Otten. They get 25 on that connection. It's a first down for Tampa Bay.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Baker gonna give it to Irving. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
They'll go again here with Irving. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
When you go out and invest in a young guy like this to be part of your backfield's future, you got to find ways to get him involved early, and I think here's a case of doing just that.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw is Mayfield. Get this complete right side to Otten. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. We are through 1. 13-0 is our score. And we're back in Philly in a moment. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Baker to throw. There's Evans. He's got it.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They send Evans in motion. Mayfield. Now, screen set up for Irving. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive lineman to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all 3 levels played disciplined, good football with good vision, and that's why they're able to stop him for no gain.
He'll try to run for it, and he's in! Baker Mayfield. Touchdown, Tampa. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bucs are on the board. It's now 13-7. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Britton Covey now on the return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line, and that's where the offense will take over. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line.
If you have a shot to bring him down early, you just can't miss, Mike. Not against a runner like this. If he slips that first tackle, you can see how much more he can add to a run.
Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Hurts. A pass caught by Saquon. And after the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Here's Barkley. Man. A gain there of 15. Good for an Eagles 1st down.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
On 1st down, it's Hurts. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Dotson, the man in motion. On 2nd down, Hurts. That'll be taken in by Barkley. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Anytime you have a running back like this, it's more about just how many ways can you get the ball in his hand. He's had a great game today so far on the ground. Now they're starting to find ways to get him the ball through the air, and that is a handful for any defense.
And they'll throw here with Hurts. Got a man. It's complete to A.J. Brown.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Man in motion is Smith. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team. Here's a run. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, Give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Elliott on now for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Eagles add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. To return is Tucker. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Buccaneers offense ready to take over once again. They'll start out first down and 10. From the gun, it's Mayfield. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here's Irving. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Right back to Irving. And he's going to have a bucked first down by a couple of yards. We'll give him 4 yards. It was 3rd and 2 as they convert.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Here comes Otten in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Godwin working the right side. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play.
After that first down sack, I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, all right, well, there goes this drive. But a really nice job there in the passing game on 2nd down. That big chunk brings them from 2nd and long to now at least 3rd and manageable.
On 3rd down, it's Irving. Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because He's eating them up right now. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. But that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And this drive is a disaster. He goes down for a 3rd consecutive time.
If this quarterback's offensive line had as much fight as he does, I don't think they'd be in this situation to begin with. I mean, it's not even halftime here, Mike, and they've already given up 6 sacks. At this rate, I'm not sure they're confident their quarterback's going to make it out of this game in one piece.
Here comes the Eagles punt team, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This returnable with Palmer, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return, and that's where the offense will take over. The Bucs offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a clinic tape as far as how do you rush the quarterback. From all 3 levels, their ability to get the quarterback on the ground is pretty remarkable. And it's still early here in the game. And if this offense doesn't get going here and protect the quarterback, we could be looking at a record-setting performance.
Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Throwing is Mayfield. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete. Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. And now it's 4th down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. On the handoff, this is Barkley. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Play action. Here's Hurts. That's to the right side. Caught by Goddard. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker. Be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop. Some nose guards in the 3-4 defense, Mike, are just asked to take up space and eat up blockers, but not this guy. He defeats his blocker and makes the tackle. That's playing the nose guard at the next level.
To throw on 2nd down is Hurts. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the 1st down.
So, a pair of 1st downs moves him out to the 47-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. He'll run again. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Hurts. Quick slant into the hands of Smith. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half and good enough for a 1st down. Now it's Hurts. This one to his big tight end, Uzama. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
That is hauled in at the 5. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. And this is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And they're knocking on the door here for...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. So pushed back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal. To throw is Hurts. This one is caught by Dotson. Nice run here on second down inside the 5 with more options now available for 3rd and goal.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. On 4th down, here comes Jake Elliott for the Philadelphia field goal. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Eagles going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Irving now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers offense going to take over just before the half. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Here comes Otten in motion. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. Timeout here, Tampa Bay. That is their second. And it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Mayfield. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end. They face 2nd down and 7. Now Mayfield. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
He's going to take a shot down the field. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Mike, I'm not sure how else to put it other than this is just a complete defensive breakdown. I mean, from where this ball was snapped, you simply have to just defend the end zone, and if they throw it short, come up and rally tackle. If they throw it in the end zone, high point the ball and knock it down. You cannot give up 6 points to end this half.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. The kick here is good. Add 1 more point, and that takes us to the end of the first half.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Here, it was the always dangerous Saquon Barkley with the impressive first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Mayfield to throw it here on first down. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Baker to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got it! And he's going to be taken down inside the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Now Mayfield. Now he'll run it. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Here comes Otten in motion. That's thrown quickly, taken in by Godwin. A pickup there of 13. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. To throw is Mayfield. A short one there to Otten. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Here comes Otten in motion. And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert on 3rd and 1.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
2 yards from 6 points. It is 1st down and goal. They'll run with White, and he will fight his way to the end zone. Rashad White, touchdown Buccaneers. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive, because they've still got some work to do.
On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. It's up and through. And the Buccaneers will cut it to a 2-point lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. For the return, here comes Britton Covey. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Once again, it's Barkley. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Hurts. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
On 1st and 10, it's Barkley. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Levante David doing his work on defense. Second down and 8. Hurts now. That's a short one, caught by Goddard. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
On third down, it's Hurts. A pass caught by Saquon.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on fourth down.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on fourth down. They'll send a tight end in motion. They'll try it now with Barkley. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on fourth down.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that fourth down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time fourth down stop.
The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. They trail by 2, and will start this drive with 1st and 10. A give. This is Irving. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. On the handoff, it's Irving. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the first down.
1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mayfield. To the outside, catch made by Evans. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
Here comes Otten in motion. He finds his tight end, Keith. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down. Here's third down and a few inches. Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert the first down. The shot wasn't there, but they're still able to pick up a nice gain and convert and bring up first down.
On play action, Mayfield. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
The whole idea of the play action pass is to slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll run it. It's Irving.
Well, a field goal try at least gives you a chance to take the lead. I think at this stage, early in the second half, Mike, if I'm this coach, I think I'm thinking long and hard. Do I have a play I love? If I do, let's be aggressive and extend this possession and hopefully come away with 6.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the Buccaneers, and he's going to have the Jets.
This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. And he will get into the end zone. Bucky Irving. Touchdown, Tampa.
That's a heck of a run right there, and I can't tell you, Mike, how many running backs coaches I've heard over the years say, your responsibility with the ball is to make the first guy miss. We can't block everybody on the field. That's the role of a good running back, and you see it here. All it takes is one missed tackle to get this guy in space, and he's able to do the rest with his legs and take it all the way.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Bucs will up the lead to 5. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. To return is Kenneth Gainwell, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts getting set for their next possession, and this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Set to go now on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Open man, Devontae Smith. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Hurts looking to throw on 1st down. He'll let this go for Goddard. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
We've already seen these two guys connect for a touchdown in this game, and had they been on the same page there, I think they would have been able to add to that total. Unfortunately for them, just a little bit off, and it falls incomplete.
Here's Hurts. He'll take this himself. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. Taking off, he'll try to get there. You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
Hurts to the air on first down. That's over the middle and caught by Smith. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. A run up the middle with Barkley. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. So Goddard, the tight end, comes in motion. Hurts, going to keep it on the option. 14 on the pickup. First down, Philadelphia.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
A pistol snap, back to Hurts. Quick throw, taken in, and it'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and 3rd down coming up. Now it's Hurts. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Sometimes in the NFL, you have to be careful what you ask for. This offensive line, they were very clear to us this week. They wanted to take on this group. They loved the ability to be challenged. Well, they might have poked the bear a little bit too much because they've now surrendered a whopping 10 sacks in a single game. And I don't think there's been any signs of this pass rush slowing down.
Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Eagles will cut the deficit down to 2.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. Irving now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Buccaneers offense and their running back Bucky Irving ready to hit the field again. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Godwin working the right side. It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick first down.
pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
On first down is Mayfield. A pass pulled in by Irving.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Now Mayfield. This one on target to Godwin. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Baker going to give it to Irving. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now Mayfield. That's his tight end, Otten. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
I just love the feel this tight end has, Mike, for the defense when they play zone coverage. Certain guys, they want to run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and they end up going from uncovered space to covered space, but not the case here. He knew he was open. He knew he was in the right spot. He stayed open. The quarterback delivered a good ball.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
This one caught left side by Evans. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the first down after a gain of 7.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback, but the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And he's going to have a Buccaneers first down. He was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Here's Mayfield. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he will score. Bucky Irving. Touchdown, Buccaneers. He had the touchdown run earlier. Now add a TD reception. Greg, that's the way to handle it. Up 1, go down the field, get the touchdown, and extend the lead to 7.
Mike, the key for this offense is they were at their best when their best was needed. Being able to extend this lead late in the 4th quarter, they've got to be feeling pretty good about where things stand to close this game out.
On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. He's got it. And the Buccaneers will make it a 2-score game as they are now up 9. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Covey now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to take over possession of the football. They trail here by a couple of scores. The margin is 9 as this drive starts with first down. Throwing is Hurts. He'll tuck it and take off.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Hurts working in the pistol. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. That one good for 26 yards.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Here's a handoff to Barkley. Well, he shows you the elusiveness getting out of one tackle, but not the other. Fortunate, really, to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
A short throw taken in by Goddard. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the...
And he will score! Game on! A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Elliott now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Eagles will cut it to a 2-point lead. So the lead is down to just 2 now in the fourth quarter as they kick it off. Irving now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. And as we take you through some of the highlights so far, you're going to see a lot of passing yards. He has carved up this defense, over 300 yards passing in the game, and has been sharp right from the start. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action with Mayfield. He keeps it himself.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on 1st down.
Here's 2nd and 2. They send Evans in motion. On 2nd down, Baker. He'll look underneath here for Irving. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Back-to-back targets, back-to-back completions. That one for 16 and the 1st down.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Irving. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. Right back to Irving. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7. They'll motion a tight end right. Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. He finds his tight end, Keith. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
From the gun, it's Mayfield. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion, fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
Throwing is Baker. This one caught at the 4. To the goal line and in. Cade Otton. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. McLaughlin now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bucs will make it a 2-score game as they are now up 9. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Eagles offense getting set to get back to work. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. On 2nd down, Hurts. He'll get this over the middle to Smith. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. To throw, Hurts. Now a screen set up for Barkley. Give him 13 on that screen play and a 1st down.
The relationship between the back and the offensive lineman is now the key for the run after catch. You want to make sure those linemen don't get too far down the field where they can't help protect the back. So once the running back catches it, there's a go-go call. Now everyone knows it's time to go downfield. The running back falls in behind him, and that's the landmark of the screenplay.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Man in motion is Smith. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of a defense, and we saw it again here.
From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but then once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
Here's Barkley. And he'll get 3 yards here, down to the 2-yard line.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And That's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down.
You could tell that this defense was ready for this exact play call. They know that they're going to give their quarterback a chance both through the air and on the ground with his legs. They do a nice job stopping him short of the goal line to force 4th down.
And he's going to be taken down. Could not get rid of the football, and they'll turn it over. Stopped on 4th and goal.
And this coach finds himself in a tough spot. He understands his team. They need 2 scores. But instead of taking the field goal, he decides to go for it. And what a job with the stop by this defense.
The Bucs offense. And their running back set to go once more. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Here's a run with their tight end. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll run with Irving. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll go again here with Irving. He's to the 25. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line. Couple of 1st downs to start this drive. They're 1st and 10 up at the 42. Here comes Otten in motion. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. On 2nd down, a run with Irving. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a 1st down. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So, a win here for the visiting Bucs. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So, that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.